Geneva is the second most populous city in Switzerland and is the most populous city of Romandie, the French-speaking part of Switzerland. Situated where the Rhone exits Lake Geneva, it is the capital of the Republic and Canton of Geneva. The municipality has a population of 197,376, and the canton has 482,545 residents. In 2011, the compact agglomeration Franco-Valdo-Genevois had 915,000 inhabitants in both Switzerland and France. Within Swiss territory, the commuter area named Métropole Lémanique contains a population of 1.25 million. This area is essentially spread east from Geneva towards the Riviera area and northeast towards Yverdon and Les Bains. In the neighboring canton of Vaud, Geneva is a global city, a financial center, and worldwide center for diplomacy due to the presence of numerous international organizations, including the headquarters of many of the agencies of the United Nations and the Red Cross. Geneva is the city that hosts the highest number of international organizations in the world. It is also the place where the Geneva Conventions were signed, which chiefly concern the treatment of wartime non-combatants and prisoners of war. Geneva was ranked as the world's 9th most important financial center for competitiveness by the Global Financial Centers Index, ahead of Frankfurt, and 3rd in Europe behind London and Zurich. A 2009 survey by Mercer found that Geneva has the 3rd highest quality of life of any city in the world. The city has been referred to as the world's most compact metropolis and the peace capital. In 2009 and 2011, Geneva was ranked as, respectively, the 4th and 5th most expensive city in the world. Toponym. The city was mentioned in Latin texts with the speaking Geneva, probably from a Celtic toponym *Genawa from the stem *Genu, in the sense of a bending river or estuary. The medieval county of Geneva in Middle Latin was known as Pagus Major Genevensis or Comitatus Genevensis, after 1400 becoming the Genevois province of Savoy. The name takes various forms in modern languages: Geneva, Dineve, in English, French, Genève, NV, German, Genf, NF, Italian, Ginevra, Dinevra, and Romansh, Ginevra. The city in origin shares its name of *Genawa, estuary, with the Italian port city of Genoa. History. Geneva was an Allobrogian border town, fortified against the Celtic tribe Helvetii. When the Romans took it in 121 BC, it became Christian under the late Roman Empire, and acquired its first bishop in the 5th century, having been connected to the bishopric of Vienne in the 4th. In the Middle Ages, Geneva was ruled by a count under the Holy Roman Empire until the late 14th century, when it was granted a charter giving it a high degree of self-governance. Around this time the House of Savoy came to dominate the city. In the 15th century, an oligarchic republican government emerged with the creation of the Grand Council. In the first half of the 16th century, the Protestant Reformation reached the city, causing religious strife during which Savoy rule was thrown off and Geneva allied itself with the Swiss Confederacy. In 1541, with Protestantism in the ascendancy, John Calvin, the founder of Calvinism, became the spiritual leader of the city. By the 18th century, however, Geneva had come under the influence of Catholic France, which cultivated the city as its own, who tended to be at odds with the ordinary townsfolk, to the point that an abortive revolution took place in 1782. In 1798, revolutionary France under the Directory annexed Geneva. At the end of the Napoleonic Wars, on 1 June 1814, Geneva was admitted to the Swiss Confederation. In 1907, the separation of church and state was adopted. Geneva flourished in the 19th and 20th centuries, becoming the seat of many international organizations. Geography and climate. Topography. Geneva is located at 46 degrees 12 north, 6°09' east, at the southwestern end of Lake Geneva, where the lake flows back into the Rhône. It is surrounded by two mountain chains, the Alps and the Jura. The city has an area of 15.93 square kilometers, while the area of the canton is 282 square kilometers, including the two small enclaves of Saligny and Vaud. The part of the lake that is attached to Geneva has an area of 38 square kilometers and is sometimes referred to as Petit Lac. The canton has only a 4.5 kilometers long border with the rest of Switzerland. Of 107.5 kilometers of border, 103 are shared with France, the Département de l'Ain to the north and the Département de la Haute-Savoie to the south. Of the land in the city, 0.24 square kilometers or 1.5% is used for agricultural purposes, while 0.5 square kilometers or 3.1% is forested. Of the rest of the land, 14.63 square kilometers or 91.8% is settled, 0.49 square kilometers or 3.1% is either rivers or lakes, and 0.02 square kilometers or 0.1% is unproductive land. Of the built-up area, industrial buildings made up 3.4% of the area, while housing and buildings made up 46.2% and transportation infrastructure 25.8%, while parks, green belts and sports fields made up 15.7%. All the forested land area is covered with heavy forests. Of the agricultural land, 0.3% is used for growing crops. Of the water in the municipality, 0.2% is in lakes and 2.9% is in rivers and streams. The altitude of Geneva is 373.6 meters, and corresponds to the altitude of the largest of the Pierres du Niton, two large rocks emerging from the lake which date from the last ice age. This rock was chosen by General Guillaume Henry Dufour as the reference point for surveying in Switzerland. The second main river of Geneva is the Auve, which flows into the Rhône just west of the city centre. Mont Blanc can be seen from Geneva and is an hour's drive from the city centre. Climate: the climate of Geneva is temperate, oceanic. Winters are cool, usually with light frosts at night and thawing conditions during the day. Summers are pleasantly warm. Precipitation is adequate and is relatively well distributed throughout the year, although autumn is slightly wetter than the other seasons. Ice storms near Lac l'Écoute-Man are quite normal in the winter. In the summer, many people enjoy swimming in the lake, and frequently patronize public beaches such as Genève Plage and the Bains des Paquis. Geneva, in certain years, receives snow in the colder months of the year. The nearby mountains are subject to substantial snowfall and are suitable for skiing. Many world-renowned ski resorts such as Verbier and Crans-Montana are just over 2 hours away by car. Mont Salève, just across the border in France, dominates the southerly view from the city centre. The famous Mont Blanc is visible from most of the city, enclosed in the mountain Alp range surrounding nearby Chamonix, which is one of the closest French skiing destinations to Geneva. During the years 2000 to 2009, the mean yearly temperature was 11 degrees Celsius and the mean number of sunshine hours per year was 2003. The highest temperature recorded in Genève-Cointrin was 39.7 degrees Celsius in July 2015, and the lowest temperature recorded was -20.0 degrees Celsius in February 1956. Politics. Administrative divisions: the city is divided into 8 quartiers, or districts, sometimes composed of several neighborhoods. On the left bank are Jonction, Centre, Plain Palais, and Acacias, Aux Vives, and Champel, while the right bank includes Saint-Jean and Charmelès, Servet and Petit Sarcenex, Grottis and Saint-Gervais, and Paquis and Nations. Government: the City Council constitutes the executive government of the City of Geneva and operates as a collegiate authority. It is composed of 5 councillors, each presiding over a department. The president of the executive department acts as mayor. In the governmental year 2015-2016, the city council is presided by Madame la Maire de Genève. Departmental tasks, coordination measures and implementation of laws decreed by the city parliament are carried by the city council. The election of the city council is held every 5 years. The current mandate period is from the 1st of June 2015 to the 31st of May 2020. The executive body holds its meetings in the Palais Nord, near the Parc des Bastions. The building was built between 1817 and 1821 in neoclassical style. As of 2015, Geneva's City Council is made up of 2 representatives of the PS, and 1 member each of PES, Ensemble à Gauche, and PDC, giving the left parties a very strong 4 out of 5 seats. The last election was held on the 19th of April 2015. All of the previous members were re-elected. Mayor 2015-16. Vice President 2015-16. Parliament. The city parliament holds legislative power. It is made up of 80 members, with elections held every 5 years. The city parliament decrees regulations and bylaws that are executed by the city council and the administration. The sessions of the city parliament are public. Unlike members of the city council, members of the city parliament are not politicians by profession, and they are paid a fee based on their attendance. Any resident of Geneva allowed to vote can be elected as a member of the city parliament. The parliament holds its meetings in the town hall, in the Old City. The last election of the city parliament was held on the 20th of April 2015 for the mandate period of 2015 to 2020. Currently the city parliament consists of 19 members of the Social Democratic Party, 15 Les Libéraux Radicaux, 11 Christian Democratic People's Party, 11 Geneva Citizens Movement, 10 Ensemble à Gauche, 8 Green Party, and 6 Swiss People's Party. International relations. Geneva does intentionally not have any particular sister tie with any city in the world. It declares itself related to the entire world.